Good afternoon. How are you? That's good. Rodney Gaines? Okay, Rodney Gaines. All right, you guys have a seat. Okay, you all are here for your second interview for the help desk specialist. So let's go ahead and get started. Mr. Gaskin, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, as I said earlier, my name is Bijan Gaskin. I recently acquired my CompTIA A+ certification. Doing so, we've covered a variety of things between the operating system, whether it's repair of the operating system, hardware, and the different accessories. Also, I used to work at Best Buy as a computer salesman. There, I want to say mastered my customer service, where I did a lot of interactions with customers and informing them about computer parts. So I already had the prior knowledge of computers as well.
Okay. Now at Best Buy, did you have a lot of hands-on experience, or what did you do there?
Yes. As I said, it was a lot of hands-on with customers, where I informed them about the different products, and I also gave them demonstrations and things like that.
Okay. All right. Great. Now, Ms. Smith, tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Allison Smith. I graduated from Loyola University with a degree in psychology and a minor in studio arts. So you might be wondering why she's here for an IT help desk. Just basically, I wanted to change a career. I found out that psychology was not for me, and so I gained my CompTIA A+ certification in June of this year, where I learned how to troubleshoot and repair computers, desktops, laptops, basically what a company such as yourself needs.
Okay. All right, great. Now, you guys, just talked a little bit about your IT training, and that's great. But, Ms. Smith, do you have any work experience in the IT field?
My work experience in the IT field mostly deals with my certification program, where I learned the various ways of how to troubleshoot and repair computers and to help with customer service. To add on to that, my experience with customer service, I've been working in the library system since I was 13. I've been exposed to a lot of demographics, and I've learned just how to talk to and respond to people of various demographics, and just how to deal with various situations.
Okay, all right, great. Now, Ms. Smith, again, tell me, why do you want to work here at the Department of Employment Services?
The reason why I would want to work at the Department of Employment Services is because I would like to not only grow professionally, but I've heard many good things about this company, and I wish to be a part of that community. In my research of this establishment, community is a very big part, and the work ethic that you all are looking for is right up my alley. It's who I am.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Gaskin, same question. Why do you want to work here at the Department of Employment Services?
Well, mainly because it is the Department of Employee Services, so you guys deal with a lot of interactions, whether it's on the computers or throughout the phone. So I know you guys will definitely need somebody to maintain those, just in case anything happens. And with my certification and my training, I believe that I'll be right for the job.
Okay, great. Mr. Gaskin, at this organization, we'd like to think of ourselves as a team that works together towards a common goal. So how do you feel about working in a team environment?
I feel great working with the team. Like I said, I had a lot of hands-on training from my training course, and because of my prior experience with Best Buy, where it was mainly focused on the team effort. So the teamwork is already there. However, I am still confident enough to work alone. Just any way to get the job done.
Okay. And same question for you, Ms. Smith. How do you feel about working in a team environment?
I'm very comfortable in working in a team environment. In my training, we've had things such as study groups where we would work together to figure out answers in preparation for our certification test. And I just find that working in groups helps to move along procedures, move along projects, gets everything done, and has the possibility of just having less surprises, less errors by having multiple people look at it and giving their different perspectives. But at the same time, working alone is not a problem. If I have to go out on my own on something, that will not deter me from giving a 100%.
Okay. All right, great. Now, you talked again about your training, some of your work experience, but what experience do you have with showing people how to use a new operating system?
Like I said before in my training, one way for us to study was by explaining a particular would be explaining a particular part of a computer or a program and showing how it would work in various situations. I find that doing that helps me not only retain the information better, but it helps with my customer service training and just how, in different ways, how to approach a situation to give the best results.
Okay. All right. And how about you, Mr. Gaskin? What experience do you have with showing people how to use a new operating system?
Well, actually, I've encountered that situation various times at Best Buy, especially since a lot of users were coming from Windows 7, and all of our computers there were on Windows 8, and a lot of people didn't really like Windows 8 or didn't know how to use it, so I had to show them different variations of how to get to control panel, how to get to certain documents, because it's kind of different from each operating system, but I showed them how to operate and get them more familiar with it.
Okay. Have you ever worked in an environment where you dealt with confidential information?
I would say yes. Pretty much every interaction really is confidential. At Best Buy, we had our little sheet where we had to pretty much connect to the customer, so we had to get, I wouldn't say personal level, but try to get as much detail from the customer as possible in order to fit the right solution for them. So I would say every interaction was confidential in a sense. Okay.
All right. And Ms. Smith, how about you? Have you worked in a work environment where you dealt with confidential information?
Yes. Like I said before, I've been working in the library system since I was 13, and working at the customer service desk, I am privy to patrons' information, addresses, things of that nature, whatever books they wanted, and privacy to me is the greatest thing, because I know how I would feel if someone working in my position would just exploit that type of information. While that might not seem important to some, like every bit of information given to me is important and top priority.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Smith, describe to me what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
Top-notch. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
No problem. Describe to me what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
Besides every experience with me, I would be listening to your situation at first. I would not be interrupting you, asking you question upon question before you even got your first answer out. I would listen carefully. After that, I would troubleshoot to the best of my ability what you exactly need. Given my training with the CompTIA program, I'm able to diagnose. I'm able to diagnose various problems given to me. So whatever that comes my way, I am fully confident that I'll be able to satisfy the user and get them back running as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Gaston, same question. Describe to me what a top-notch customer service experience with you would be like.
Is this like face-to-face or?
Yeah. Or phone, either way.
Well, first off, face-to-face interactions, as well as phone interactions, I'll keep a smile, of course. You wonder how can you keep a smile over the phone? Well, pretty much just the tone, the voice. I get to know the person. First, I then ask them, the purpose of the call or the purpose of coming in, and then I'll try to evaluate the situation as best as possible without offending the customer and keeping them comfortable.
Okay. All right. Now, Mr. Gaskin, tell me about a time where you had to deal with a hostile customer or caller. How did you handle the issue, and is there anything you would have done differently?
Well, this will have to be a couple years back when I worked with CVS, where we had a very, I wouldn't say hostile, but he was upset about some things in the store. Some things were priced in the store, really. And I addressed the situation. I apologized to the customer, and then I asked him to walk me to where he saw the items. And I still had a policy where if it's marked up that price, then we set it at that price. So I explained him to the situation. It was just a miscount in the system, and I just rearranged the prices, and the customer left out. I wouldn't say happy, but he wasn't that serious.
Okay. All right. And same question for you, Ms. Smith. Tell me about a time you had to deal with a hostile customer or caller. How did you handle the issue? Is there anything you've done different?
It would be a few years ago when I was working my first job at a library. I was checking out a woman at the customer service station, and it turned out that she had a balance on her account. She would swear up and down that that was not correct. She was very upset, but I kept calm no matter what. I understood that she was upset. I understood that she thought it was a mistake, but I made sure to explain to her how this could happen. Sometimes it's by mistake. It could be an input error, but I checked the records multiple times to make sure that I wasn't in default. And it turns out that she did have a balance, and she did pay it, but by the end of it, she was not as angry as she was before after having it explained to her in a calm manner, in a respectful manner. She understood how she got the balance in the first place and was aware for future reference of what that could possibly do. I try to make sure that every person that comes in contact with me learns a little more about the library and our process. That way they know just how to ask a question, what to look for, and just how to help me help them even more.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay, guys, this is my last question. How would you prioritize these three situations from most important to least important, and why? The CEO can't see a document. No one in the company can access the internet. And video conference equipment in the conference room is not working. So again, prioritize from most important to least important. CEO can't print. No one can access the internet. And video conference equipment is not working. So we'll start with Ms. Smith.
Okay. I would first start with B. Since no one in the company can access the internet, the chances, depending on how the network is set up and how the CEO is printing or trying to send a document to the printer, that would require the internet. So I would check with the connection first, the router and the IP addresses to make sure that they were correct. After that, I would then go to the CEO and make sure that the static IP of the printer was set correctly. And then after that, I would go to the conference room and check out what was going on with the equipment. Depending on the setup, it could be Wi-Fi, it could also be wired. I would make sure that everything was set up properly first, and then after I was finished, test the equipment to make sure everything was functioning before I left. I would also, before I left the site, I would make sure that the CEO, their equipment was still working properly, just to check up and make sure that my work was more than satisfactory, so that everyone in the situation was able to work to their usual high standard.
Okay, all right, thank you. And Ms. Gaston, same question for you. Most important to least important?
The most important one, I'll have to start off with B, mainly because without any internet access, I know nowadays because of where we are, everything's done over the internet, and I would say that business couldn't be done without the internet, so I'll make sure that's taken care of first. Second off, I'll go and handle the CEO's print problem, because the CEO may have an important meeting to go to, something that involves keeping the business alive or doing some business to bring more revenue or something like that. And then next, lastly I'll attend to the conference call. The conference equipment. The reason I said that one wouldn't be the most prioritized was because just according to the other two, it just doesn't seem like it'll come before those.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Well, those are all the questions I have for you guys, so just want to know if you had any for me. We'll start with you, Mr. Gaston.
What is the call volume like?
Call volume, that's a good question. I actually don't know, but I can have my IT manager get that information too.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just work on resources, and manager was supposed to be here, but he had an emergency that came up this morning. Any other questions?
Well, how many other people work on the job?
On the job, there are 5 other individuals, so we're looking to fill one more spot. So that's why we're interviewing you guys to fill this last spot.
Okay, and how do you evaluate your candidates?
The evaluations are done by the amount of work that you get done throughout the evaluation period. The goals that are set by the manager as well, because there are certain goals and benchmarks that you have to hit. So we do yearly evaluations that determines how much, the increase in your pay. Any other questions?
How soon would I hear back from you guys?
We will know by the end of this week. Well, actually, probably, what's that, Monday? We'll probably know by Wednesday.
All right.
Yep.
Yep, that's all.
That's it. Thank you, Ms. Smith.
My questions, some of have already been answered. So I guess another question would be, what is your abandonment rate?
That I don't know. Again, I can find out from the manager of the IT department. Find that out for you.
Okay. I think that's it.
That's it. All right. It was a pleasure meeting you guys. Have a good day.